controller. I love video games, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo,
and Sega, boy.
It really don't matter to me, man. Who ready to play? Hold up, the GameHead got something to say. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, God Shepherd, and I'm back with another video, man. I'm so excited. Woohoo! And y'all already know I'm a hip-hop recording artist, and you know where to go find my music and all that good stuff. All right, man. Let's get into this video. Yeah. Hey, man, like I said, I'm excited, man, about this video. I've played a lot of different games and a lot of different consoles, or I've owned a lot of different consoles since I've been playing games, you know, since a little kid on up to now. And I have some of my favorite consoles and things of that nature, but we're not going to talk about the consoles itself. We're going to talk about the controllers. Man, I have a couple of favorite, or a few favorite controllers that I love playing with, or love to play with when certain consoles came out. And some of those controllers have just stuck with me all the way up into now. And even for this current generation, I have one controller in there that I believe is my favorite for this generation. So let's get into this video, man. Let's just get deeper into this video, and let's talk about my top 3 favorite controllers. The top 3 of them all, baby. Yeah, let's get into it, man. First, I want to talk about the Super Nintendo. You know, the controller for the Super Nintendo. Man, this controller, man, it feels good in the hands. It's curved. I mean, and believe it or not, it was one of the first controllers of its kind to have shoulder buttons on it. You know, them buttons we like to play with up there on the top, or up under the pad a little bit, but right up on the shoulder. I mean, those buttons there. I mean, it was the first to have shoulder buttons. And in my opinion, it made playing arcade games, you know, this controller made playing arcade games in the home possible. You know, I couldn't see myself playing things like Street Fighter or even Mortal Kombat at the time anywhere else but at the store, where I have to stick a coin in the machine and play. But I believe this is one of the first controllers, man, to make that possible, to play arcade games. Okay, next. The N64. See, I grew up playing Nintendo. I mean, if you don't know by now, you know, I grew up playing Nintendo. I grew up on Nintendo, and the controller for the N64 was one that made it possible to play a lot of FPSs. And for those of you that don't know what a FPS is, it's just a first-person shooter. I mean, if they felt good in the hand, you know, and playing these games made it seem like you were really there. For instance, I mean, you got Doom 64, you got Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, Perfect Dark, and everybody's favorite, I mean, unless you guys just don't like it, was GoldenEye, 007. You know, those games were possible to play with the Nintendo 64's controller. You know, they were fun. I mean, it felt like you were there. I mean, I mean, on this controller, man, the analog stick was introduced. I mean, and then underneath the controller, you had the trigger-like button, man, that, you know, made it like shooting, like realistic, like you were, like, again, like you were there. So here's the N64 controller, and this is also one of my favorites. So lastly on my list is the Xbox Elite controller. It has to be one of my favorites, you know, of this generation, as far as, you know, Xbox goes. This Elite controller, man, this is the cream of the crop. And I am one who likes customization. So I like to customize. So with this controller, you can do that. I mean, the sticks are removable. The D-pad piece is removable. You know, you can map all your buttons to the triggers on the back, or not on the back, but up under the controller. And I think you can program it, you know, in I think it's 2 different variations or whatever, for 2 different people to have it programmed in that fits them. So again, I mean, this has to be one of my favorites of this generation. I mean, just because of the customization, and it feels good in the hand. This is no cheap controller. This you can feel that this thing costs some money. You can feel that you're getting the bang for your buck with this controller. So yeah, if I had to put these in order, third on the list would be the Xbox Elite controller. That's, like I said, for this generation, this is a great controller. And so third on the list would be the Xbox Elite controller. Second on my list would be the Super Nintendo controller. Like I said, this was a great controller. It's curved, feels good in the hands. Now, first on the list, you've guessed it, has to be the controller for the N64. I mean, man, like I said, I grew up on Nintendo, and man, the first person shooters wouldn't be the way they are if it wasn't for this controller. N64 controller, like I said, it made these games possible, man, especially with the analog stick. Again, this is when that analog stick was first introduced. And then you got PlayStation. If I had to pick runner-up to these controllers, man, it would be all of the PlayStation controllers from the PS1 to the 4. It would make a difference, for me, because they took the analog sticks, they came along and took those sticks and took off with it. They did some amazing things with the analog sticks. So those would be my runner-ups, man. From PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 4, those would be those controllers. All of them together would be the runner-ups. Anyway, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And also, man, I mean, I don't know if y'all's favorite controller was included in this video, but if you got a favorite controller, that is not in the video that I'm showing here, let me know what your favorite controller is in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, make sure you hit that bell button. Okay, so you'll know when I'm doing new videos. Again, thank you for watching. GameHead, peace out, man. Until next time.